Into the mind of Dan and Dave. Into the mind of Dan and Dave. Into the mind of Dan and Dave. Into the mind of... Here we go. To the mind of Dan and Dave. Into the mind of Dan and Dave. Into the mind of... Here we go. To the mind of Dan and Dave. Into the mind of Dan and Dave. Into the mind...
Welcome to a very special Thanksgiving Dan and Dave mindset.
Oh, yes.
My name's Dan.
I'm Dave. How you doing?
I'm good. I loved your face there. You're like, special.
Oh, I was like, what? That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know when this is going to be up, so I don't probably be after Thanksgiving, but
I'm shooting for before.
it's being recorded before Thanksgiving. Couple days.
Couple days. So,
Which brings us to our topic.
does it?
Yeah, I think.
Huh? All right. Well, tell me what's on your mind.
Well, I was already thinking about... Right.
Do anything.
I was thinking about this earlier, actually for like a couple of weeks, because, and then it reminded me of it tonight because my brother-in-law posted this thing on his Facebook, basically about like all the Black Friday and stuff like that, and
Right. And now Gray Thursday.
is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like now it's not even Black Friday, which Black Friday used to be like what 6 a.m.
Let's start whenever on Friday, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, and it used to be later, and then it kept getting earlier and earlier and earlier, and then
So it was like midnight all of a sudden.
And then, I forget who told me. I think it was my friend Scott, because he works...
Scott Frey?
Yeah, because he works in retail, and he was telling me that he had to go on Thursday, Thanksgiving, to work. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, everybody... He's like, now it's the new thing. It's not Black Friday anymore. Now it's actually starts on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Which I think is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the article my brother-in-law put up. And this guy's talking about how... it was a very long article, but it was very... I thought it was very nicely put. Basically talking about how I'm going to say Americans in general...
I don't know the policies in any other country as far as this goes.
Americans...
Practices,
but besides the Thanksgiving thing, Americans in general, his point was... One of his points was... buy. Americans buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. You know, everybody wants this, everybody wants that, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then he gets into the thing of now Black Friday's not soon enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now it has to go into, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day. If you can't get it fast enough, I mean,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
We've talked about that before when we were talking about the same kind of thing. It was like,
Right.
why don't you just wait?
And so what I was thinking about was when Scott told me that, I'm like, are you kidding me? They're making people work. I mean, I grew up, I'm not that old, but I remember growing up when I was younger, I mean, everything was shut down on Christmas,
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving, on all the holidays, Easter, stuff like that. Everything, for that day, everything was shut down.
Definitely, I remember Christmas and Thanksgiving, like nothing's open.
Right.
At least I assumed.
Right. And then it got to, I remember then it got to the point where things would open up on, I remember Christmas, things would open up from or Thanksgiving, maybe both. Things would open up from noon to 6 p.m. and that was it. That was your time frame.
See, which I always thought kind of sucked anyway, because that's like the prime time to do something.
Right. Right. But the thing for me is, I think it's ridiculous
Or at
because...
least not all day, I guess.
What about these people? I mean, if these things are open all day, and you get these people, and his point was very... I liked his point because a lot of people that work in retail are... Everybody that works in retail, I mean, they have families, so while everybody's at their house celebrating Thanksgiving, which is a purely American holiday,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to sit back, and the whole point of the holiday is to give thanks for everything you have, and you're not. I mean, it's gotten to the point where the retail has abused it to the point of taking people out of their family and their situation, stuff like that, so they don't have that opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause I love the holidays. I love Thanksgiving. I love Christmas because everybody seems a bit nicer.
Mm-hmm.
It's time when all the family gets together. I'm a big fan of that. And and now, unfortunately, with people that work in retail and stuff like that, they have to go to work while everybody else is, the rest of their family's at home and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I used to hate that working in retail, like the fear of like getting scheduled
On the holiday.
on a holiday, yeah.
Mhm.
And like, cause I love the holidays too.
Mhm.
Love them, always have. And I just don't want to. I don't want to be at work at those times. Like I'm not really a big fan of being at work anyway. You know, like especially when I got something else I'd rather be doing. Like it's the worst. And you know, my thing too is I'd always forget to like, you know, plan. Like often I would forget to plan ahead and get those days off for myself. You know. So, you know, you act fast, you know, being that first wave of people asking for it off, you know, your odds are you'd be one of the ones that don't have to work.
Mhm.
I never had a job that made me work on Thanksgiving, though. And I honestly, like, I feel like if my employer tried to make me work on Thanksgiving, I would be like, well, just so you know, I'm not going to be feeling very well that day.
Yeah, right. Plan on calling somebody else because I'm calling in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I used to work. One of my jobs back in the day, I used to deliver linens.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work for like a laundering place, and they'd wash all the stuff, and I would have to deliver it,
Yeah.
sheets and all that kind of stuff to the hospitals,
Mm-hmm.
like all around where I lived. And I was the new guy, so I had to work Christmas Day.
Oh.
Christmas Day, and I'm like, that's my day. I mean, if anything, any of my favorite holidays, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I love getting up in the morning. I mean, I still feel like a kid on Christmas. You get up in the morning, you sit around the tree, everybody's nice and cozy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I had to get up at 6 in the morning, and I was gone till 5.
Mm-hmm.
And come home, and everything's already done, and get home to my house. And, of course, they waited for certain things for me to get there to be able to celebrate. It sucked. It was horrible. But that's different than retail. I mean, that's...
Yeah. I mean,
some of the jobs, I realize there's some jobs out there that are necessary.
yeah.
24 hours, you know what I mean? 7 days a week. Sort of
Like
thing.
police need to work.
But this is just business.
Fire
This is
departments.
this is just, the retail is just sales.
There's nothing like that you need to have access to on a day like that.
No.
And
No.
you know, yeah. And his point that he was making too, which I think is very much part of the issue, is like if everybody would just stop
Shopping. They would, yeah.
they would stop doing it, and because nobody needs, like, the only reason that they, you know, like, need people to be, these companies feel they need to have people there, is because people will go and shop ridiculously more than they would otherwise.
And the thing about Thanksgiving, I mean, this is even outside of Christmas, because Thanksgiving is not a religious holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving is a purely American, you know, the America being settled, you know what I mean, settled and
Yeah.
you know, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that and the 4th of July are to me, the non-religious holidays is just
National holidays.
being thankful
Yeah.
for what we have and things like that. And these morons who want to make an extra buck or what, it's like, give me a break.
Yeah.
But the thing is, people are out there shopping. You know what I mean?
Well, he was talking about, like, the perversion of capitalism into consumerism.
Right, yeah.
Which I hadn't quite... I don't know. I've thought about both of those things,
It's hard to
but
wrap
I've never
your mi-
made that connection.
Yeah, it's hard to wrap your mind. I was having a hard time wrapping my mind around that, the way he was saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, it makes...
Like, capitalism is a great system. Consumerism is just, like you were saying, buy,
Right.
more.
Mm.
I want, I need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, yeah. What was I going to say? I had something.
Yeah, and they put... And the crap that I hate about it is that they are obviously purposely taking away... You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
on this certain day, we're going to give you this wicked good discount.
Right.
But, well, you can't wait till Friday?
Yeah. Why don't you do it Friday and Saturday?
Yeah. How about Saturday?
Yeah.
Why not Saturday? Give everybody, you know, the day after Thanksgiving, let them chill out. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Why not? You know, oh, yeah.
Well, okay, that was something for me that was surprising when I started working a retail job. I actually had never heard of Black Friday. Well, actually, I'd heard about it a couple of years before because Andy started working at my brother started working at at a retail job and was talking about this Black Friday thing, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Because, I mean, I was in my early 20s at that point, still, really early 20s, and, you know, I'd lived at home, so day after Thanksgiving, I was just at home, you know, and I did sort of assume that it was business as usual, or lots of places were closed. I had no idea that this had been going on for a while.
Right.
And then when I started working it, I was like, just disgusted by like the weirdness. I don't know. People were crazy, and I felt like I was definitely like behind the times on that. Like everybody else had made their observations about that years earlier, but it's clearly gotten worse. And like I've noticed this year on Facebook, a lot of people talking about businesses being open on Thanksgiving, and at first I was a little confused because I feel like that's been happening for a while. But I guess the problem this year is that so many places are opening so much earlier than ever. Is that what's going on?
I don't know if they're opening. I don't know. I don't think retail like Best Buy and stuff like that were open on Thanksgiving, were they?
I don't know. I kind of thought they were the last couple of years at least. But
really?
Not at like 6 in the morning like they are this year.
Yeah. And well, maybe if they were, maybe not the whole sale thing. Maybe
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because that was like the gimmick. I mean, I look at it as a gimmick. I mean, it's Black Friday. That's the thing that's going to pull people in. I still don't get that crap. I mean, I'm not going to get up at 3 in the morning. Some people get 3 in the morning, wait in line. Some people wait in line for a week. Yeah. There's a guy camped out on the west side Best Buy. Seriously, there's a tent out there.
Yeah.
And he's been out there for days.
This year?
Right now.
Right now.
He's out there. His tent is out there.
What does he want?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know.
I guess there's nothing that he could want in there that
10% off. 10% off a nice TV. Give me a break.
It's got to be 50% off for me to sleep in a tent.
I think people. I think it's got to the point where people almost do it because it's like it's gotten to be a thing.
Well, you know, I will say the year after I stopped working in retail, since I had never experienced Black Friday from any perspective other than an employee, I decided to go check it out. I went out to a couple of places at like 3 in the morning that Friday, and I went into Target. I got there as like the line was getting let in, or like right after, like the line had just been let in. There were still people like straggling in, and it was like shoulder to shoulder in there. And I had a cart. Excuse me. I got bumped into by this lady who was like maybe 8 years older than me, like behind me, like just pushing through everybody, like hit me with her cart, and then gave me a dirty look as she got past me because she went around me and looked at me like, and I mean I was stuck. There was, you know, I couldn't move, and I'm like, what? I understood the mob mentality of like people getting trampled and things like that. I got the concept of that, but it really put it into perspective for me, like how that kind of thing happens, like being in it. And I went to the area that I was looking at, maybe picking something up. I was picking something. I was gonna potentially pick something up for a friend because I didn't have anything I wanted, and I just wanted to check it out. Mm-hmm. And I got to that area. It was like, I don't know, some TV that was going to be like $200 or whatever. And, you know, they were long gone already. And it was on the other side of the store. I had to get all the way back through again just to get out of there. I went to one other place to, like, check it out. It wasn't quite as bad, but it was still a madhouse. And I was just like, the grand experiment is over now. I'm going to go home.
Yeah, and it's... I guess another thing is, do you really, really need this thing? Because I would think, me and you, I'm not saying, me and you are probably let me think. Me and you are probably the most minimalist people that I know. Like, we don't need much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think, like, the toys and the gadgets, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I think me and you are the few people I know that still have an actual regular cell phone.
Yeah.
And use an iPod for the other stuff. You know what I mean? I don't need that. I mean, it's no big deal to me.
Yeah. I would like one. I just don't like paying worth the money for that.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice. It'd be a nice luxury to have something like that, but I'm not going to blow all kinds of money on it. But I'm not saying, I'm not judging people because they like to have nice things or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's stuff like, do you really need that on that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's on sale, so I got to get it, that sort of thing.
Right. The thing is, everything goes on sale at some point.
Right.
Like,
Wait till after Christmas. You're going to find all that stuff on sale. I'll guarantee it.
probably a better price than Black Friday, too.
Mm-hmm.
And lots more of them available.
And then, but like we were talking about in our other episode, with the whole kids that people want now.
Yeah.
I can wait. The Xbox One? Come on.
Yeah.
And the guy on that article had a really good point too. It's like, okay, so now you have the iPhone 4, now you need that iPhone 5.
Right.
6 months later, you need that iPhone 6. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, do you really?
Yeah,
Why do you need it? Just so you can tell people you have it? I got this one. Whatever.
I definitely have noticed, like, what was it? There was, I think I don't even actually remember hearing about the iPhone 2 and 3. Were they called that, or were they called something else? I don't know, whatever, but like it was either between that one and the fourth one, or the fourth and the fifth, there was like, I don't know, 2 major changes, and people were still flipping out about it and getting it. People were upgrading. And it was like, I don't know, there was something impractical, and then something with like the camera was better. And like,
well, the brilliant side of it, as far as like sales, like they do things to the point where it'll be phased out, so you have to get it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like the Xbox One.
yeah,
Like pretty soon, our Xboxes are going to be, they're not going to be compatible with the Xbox One.
yeah. Well, as we discovered the other day, trying to play Halo 2,
Yeah,
can't play it online anymore.
Can't do it.
Can't play multiplayer.
Yeah, so they screw you. They
Yeah.
figure out a way. Like I
To
remember.
be fair, that's like a 10-year-old game. Now,
I remember,
but-
I have the iPod fourth generation iPod,
yeah,
and I remember going when I was in the Philippines with Brett. He has the iPod 2, and like all of his stuff wouldn't work because he needed an update, and the iPod 2 would not allow the update, so he was screwed.
really?
Yeah, so your
But they're in the
iPod is now worthless.
Can't he get one for like $20 there though?
No, it's actually expensive there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Stuff. Yeah, I was thinking that was on my mind too. I'm like, things are pretty inexpensive over there, but when it comes to like, stuff like that, it's same
Well,
price.
Japan, everything's like free basically, right?
I don't know.
It's like they're like buy a bootleg movie and get an iPod with it.
Oh, yeah, but movies definitely you can get movies wicked cheap. Like you can get
Stuff that hasn't even been written yet.
you can get like a
is
movie for
already
like
for sale there.
a movie for like 50 pesos, which is like $1.
Mm.
A movie that's not even out yet.
Yeah.
That sort of thing, but it's very illegal. Well, not very illegal, but it's more illegal for Americans to buy it than
Yeah.
Filipinos.
So like I would have a better chance of getting away with it.
I mean, I could
Try
do
not
it,
to
but
speak too much. Huh?
I mean, you could do it. It's just frowned upon, I guess.
Yeah, you might have to bribe a cop to get away with
Yeah,
it.
I've done that before.
All of a sudden, now it's a 400 peso movie.
Yeah.
Did we ever talk about that on the show? You having to bribe that cop?
Mm-mm. No.
Do you want to talk about that? Oh.
I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, it's
It's just how things are done there.
In my defense, I was leaving. I was in the Philippines. I was driving my motorcycle, and I did basically like a wrong turn kind of a thing, and
Which we've gotten in trouble for before.
yes, I mean, so I'm turning the motorcycle, and I could have easily took off, but I see the cop is like standing out there, and he's like waving me down, and so I was like, all right, fine, I'll pull over. I knew I did something wrong. I was like, all right, here we go. And earlier I had been pulled over before there, but it was they have random roadblocks.
Okay.
And they pulled me over, and the previous one when they pulled me over in the roadblock, he like pulled me over. He's like, "Sir, do you have your license?" I said, "I do." He's like, "Well, you have to have your license." I said, "Well, you have your license?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you have your license?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you have your license?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you have your license?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you have your license?" I said, I don't have my license on me. I'm sorry.
Like, I'm sorry, I don't speak English.
Yeah. He's like, well, I will have to, take your, if you do something wrong, they take your license plate. And then, and then you have to go back and you have to basically pay the fine to get your license plate back.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, I don't have my license. I mean, I'm like, I left it at the house. I'm like going from here to, NEG and just, different, village up in the mountains or whatever. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, so, I will take your plate. I'll give you a ticket. And, you go to the post office, you pay the fine, you get your license plate back. I'm like, okay. And I'm like standing off
So he leaves your plate at the post office.
Right. So I'm like, I'm like off the motorcycle right now, just standing there talking to him. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, he's like, okay. So he's like, continue to Abanig. I'm like, what? I'm like, you have my license plate. He's like, it's okay. You have the ticket. If you get pulled over again, you show the ticket and you tell them you already. I'm like, really?
Huh.
So I took off. Anyway, so
That's
I went.
Fair, I guess.
So I went a couple days later to get my license plate back, and I went to the
Driving around with this ticket the whole time.
There's no cops up in the mountains anyway. So I go to the post office and I'm like, so how much is this going to be? And they're like, it's going to be 250 pesos if you bring us your license. Or no, 450 or 550 pesos if you bring us your license. If you bring us your passport, it's only 250 pesos. I said, I'm going to go get my passport then.
Mm-hmm.
Or a passport, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, got the license plate back. So when this cop pulled me over for doing the wrong turn, he pulled me over and he said, you're driving, do you have your license on you? I said, I don't have my license on me. I actually forgot at the house again.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, well, he's like, you don't have your license. And he said you were driving, reckless driving because you did a wrong turn there. I'm like, really? I'm like, okay. He's like, so I'll have to take your license plate. I'm like, I can't let you take my license plate because I'm leaving to go to America in like 2 days.
Yeah.
So I can't pay you. I'm not going to be here to pay you to get it back. He's like, I'm like, how much is it? He started telling me, and it ended up being like 1,600 pesos.
Whoa. Which is like $80? $40? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure right now. I don't want to do the math.
It's more than 20.
And
right?
Sure. And so,
Right, 50 pesos is $1.
oh, well, no, well, first he says, okay, so he says it's, it's this much because you don't have your license. And he told me that it was like 750 pesos, which I knew was
like
wrong.
$32.
Which I knew was wrong because I already paid this before and I knew it wasn't 750 pesos.
Yeah.
So I already had the assumption that he was looking for a bribe.
Uh-huh.
And he goes in for the reckless driving. He says this much. I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, I was like, is there any way I can just can I just pay you? He's like, no, sir, you can't do that. You have to go to the post office. I'm like, but I can't. I'm leaving. I'm like, is there any way I can just pay you? And then, you know what I mean? And then you can take care of it and stuff like that. And he puts his arm around me. He takes me around the back of the building. And he's like sitting there. He's like adding up the stuff and like that. He's like, how much do you have on you? I said, I have 750 pesos. That's all I have. And he's like, he sits there. He's like, okay. He took the money. He's like, go. So basically, he took a bribe.
He's like, give me $7.49.
Yeah.
I want to leave you broke.
I was like, all right, see ya. And yeah, it's not an uncommon thing, unfortunately.
So I've never bribed a cop
The
before.
government there is a bit corrupt.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Well, at least they're upfront about it.
I still paid for my, you know what I mean? I paid probably what I should have paid. I just didn't have to go through the routine of it.
Yeah. Stop getting
I couldn't have done
tickets
it. Like, how you have to wait like a certain amount of days before you go there. I was like, I can't, and I'm leaving. So.
It's not bad. That's like $15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for a cop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's he's.
Yeah, 200 pesos. What was that? $4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you spent less than $20 in tickets for reckless driving and driving without a license and
Well, luckily I had money.
assaulting
on
an officer.
Luckily, I had money on me.
Yeah.
You know.
You're like,
Usually I don't carry like that much money on me there.
you know, you're probably supposed to barter with them, or not barter, or haggle with them a little bit. Be like, I think I have 300 pesos on me. It's like 300. No, that's not enough. I'd be like, you know, let me look around. Maybe I got 400 actually. It's like, no, it's gonna have to be 900 pesos. I got 583 pesos.
And I saw him later on.
That's my last offer.
2 days later, I was around the
You
same.
take 583 or I walk.
I was around the same area, but I was walking because I was taking a cab.
Yeah.
And he saw me walking. He's like, "Sir, where's your motorcycle?" He's like, I was like, I'm walking today.
He's like, maybe I'll give you another ticket,
right.
huh?
You're not walking on the sidewalk. Get outside.
So anyway,
Always interesting there.
yeah. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving this year. Just bring it back
Looking forward to Christmas.
abruptly.
Looking forward to Christmas.
Yeah.
Which another thing about the whole Thanksgiving thing, or the holidays, anyways, and I think we talked about this maybe in our first episode. But I seriously believe people forget how to drive. November, December. In the months of November, December, people forget how to drive.
Yeah.
Either that, or there's people on the road that are just never on the road, and they choose to come out in November or December because they
got a
can't
Christmas
drive.
shop.
They cannot drive.
If they can't drive, they probably don't know how to order stuff online.
Huh?
I don't know.
But they're morons. They piss me off so bad.
It's been already getting a lot busier around here.
Yeah, you go like anywhere, and it's like as soon as November comes, it's like everybody needs to be at the store.
Yeah, I like driving out of here. Like
I do my shopping December 22nd, 23rd.
Yeah.
That's it. I pack it all in one day and
deal with one giant group of crowds.
Mm-hmm.
Get it over with. Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of shopping online though these days.
Yeah.
So we have to go to the store.
Yeah. I mean, it's handy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to have more mixed feelings about it as I start to think about the importance of like buying locally and stuff like that. But
What do you mean?
you know, like just buying things from your local stores makes an impact on your local economy, as opposed to buying something on Amazon, which goes who knows where.
Well, with not a lot of income, high gas prices,
Yeah.
all kinds of bills and stuff like that. You know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate the buy American and buy locally and stuff like that. Keep things going, but you know,
Well,
I gotta survive. I gotta
it's-
survive too. You know,
It's quicksand.
I gotta survive too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm that's what I'm saying. Like, I go back and forth a little bit. I buy stuff online still.
If you lower your prices, which you can't because of gas price, you know what I mean? It's a big spiral thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, but online, everything's cheaper.
Yeah.
You find way better deals online.
Well, that's what I'm saying too. Like the stuff like people are going crazy for trying to get into the store. Like, that's going to be online. You know, for that same price all year round.
Yeah, like I go to the screen protector for my iPod.
Yeah.
In the store, it's like $15, $20.
Mhm.
Amazon, $2.
How much?
$2.
Wow.
For a charger, I had to get the charger for my phone was broken.
Yeah.
In the store, it was like $15, $20. Online, it was like
Those are crappy ones.
eBay,
too.
it was like $5.
Yeah. It's $5. It's still a crappy one, but it's the same crappy one you would have gotten for $15, $20 in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any Apple product, I will never buy in a store. Never.
Yeah. Their resale value is pretty high too.
As
though.
far as like
Chargers and things like that.
chargers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, but no, like around here, like all most of the year, it's real busy on the street out here, from like 7:30 a.m. to I'm assuming 7:30 a.m. to like 9. It's probably pretty busy out there. I don't know. But then like 4:45 ish, it starts getting busy there for about an hour. Classic rush hour. Lately, I'm driving out of here at 7, and it looks just like that.
Yeah.
Add that to the fact that it's super dark out now too, and it's weird.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I'm like
I know.
it's the middle of the night.
It's like 5 o'clock and it feels like 10 at night.
Yeah.
And then you wake up at 7, it's still dark.
Mm-hmm. I used to enjoy that a lot more when I was younger. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to be in any danger getting this, like, what do they call it? The, people get real depressed in the winter or whatever. Seasonal affective disorder, right? I don't think I'm ever in danger of that so much, but I do remember, like, finding it more enjoyable when I was a kid. I don't know. I didn't mind it getting dark early.
Yeah.
Kind of bugs me a little bit now. I'm like, man, there's like this. I mean, I'm already waking up at noon, so there's only like 3 hours of light left.
Yeah, right.
You know, maybe that is
What
something
is this,
to do with it.
Alaska?
Yeah. It's dark all the time.
Yeah.
All of my waking hours, it's dark.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it much more when I was younger. That's for sure. I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Except
Plus, I was getting up earlier when I was
Except
younger.
for my mom's rule was, when I was growing up, when the streetlights come on, it's time to come inside.
Oh.
And obviously they're come on when it gets dark out. So like in this time, it's like 5, 6 o'clock. It's dark out. You got to go inside already.
Yeah.
So that sucked.
Hey, so
But in
you've
the
been out of
summer, it was
school
like
for a
9
couple
o'clock. It's like woo.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have bedtime growing up or anything?
Not really.
No?
I had curfew, but I didn't have like necessarily bedtime.
Yes, that's
But
another difference, like, living out in the country. Like, we didn't have a need for a curfew because there's nowhere to go.
yeah, like the curfew was when the street lights came
Yeah.
on, you had to come in.
Yeah, I didn't have a curfew. Because I never went anywhere.
I mean, when I got older, I didn't read. I mean, we lived on the first floor of the house, so my room was in the back,
Yeah.
in the backyard, basically. So I would just jump out my window. You close my door, put the radio on, and just jump out the window, and I was good for the night. So
When you say you lived on the first floor, you mean the kids?
no,
Your
my
fam-
my family own my parents own a 3-family house,
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
and we are on the first floor. They rent the second and third floor.
Okay.
So I just jump out the window. I had the picnic table in the backyard was right by my window, so I
Nice.
just jump out, and I was good for the night.
Yeah. You set up, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah. You've been listening to the Dan and Dave Mindset.
Really?
Yeah, my name's Dan.
Oh, Dave. Peace.